Hello everyone, it's FSG here, hope you're all doing well. We're back on Court Farms for the third day in a row, and we've got a little bit more of levelling to do in the pit here. I think we're at about 82%, there we go, so we've got a little bit more levelling here. All the grass is in here now, 229,000 litres, so not a bad little haul if I'm being honest. And then we could probably start attacking those fields. I don't know how long this snow is going to last. Looking up in the top corner there, the forecast is saying sun later on today, so hopefully this isn't going to settle and we can push on and keep going with the two new fields. Now, they need ploughing and they need liming, so there's quite a bit to do in terms of prep for those fields, so I don't see why we can't get through that with the weather like it is. And we'll keep an eye open for any contracts that pop up as well. So, first things first though, I think what we're going to do is jump into the wheel loader here. We'll finish levelling this and get it covered, and then that is a tick in the box for food for the winter for the cows. They did eat a fair bit overnight. We're probably going to have to top those up in a little bit as well. But they are doing well. They've started to produce milk and slurry. So, in future, we can use that for some of our fertiliser as well. But, like I said, first things first, lime and plough those fields. And we'll see what happens after that. Right. Bear with me while I get this sorted. It's quite a tedious job, but worth doing. So, we'll be back as soon as this is finished. There we go, last couple of percent now to go. I had been pushing up with the blade, but I got to a point where it was just about levelling it out and making sure that it was compacted enough so we could cover it up. There's, like I said earlier, a really good bit of crop in here. I was impressed with how much we got off the field actually. So definitely this will keep us going for the winter. We're on 99%. Come on, there we go, 100%. So there we go. Let's fold this up. Probably drop this down. Bale spike, bucket. We'll need the bucket when we unload it, so I can find a space for this, maybe just over here. Now there's the pickup header. Here's a suggestion that I'm going to make to Charles next time I see him, is that rather than getting the class forage harvester replaced or repaired, I'm going to suggest that we trade it in and we go for pickup wagons. We've got the mowers, we've got the windrowers, so why would you not just go for a pickup wagon? I've actually seen some nice ones which I think will do the job perfectly, and probably takes a step out in terms of the amount of machinery we're using as well. So I'll see what he says, not for a conversation now because there's no grass work to be done just at the moment, but definitely think that's something worth considering. It's still here, hasn't been picked up by the dealers yet, so we shall see what they say. Although, when it comes to the maize harvest, maybe we do need to keep it. We'll give it some thought anyway, and we'll see what we think at the end of it. Maybe we'd run trailers for the grass and run that for the corn. We'll see. We shall see. Anyway. Next steps, let's jump into the map and I'll show you what my thinking is for today. So there's our two custom fields. They were just the grassed areas, so we've marked those out as fields now, home farms 1 and 2. But if I jump over to here from a soil composition perspective, you can see that they need ploughing. If I turn ploughing off for a second, you will see they also need lime. So we can do both of those. They don't need rolling, and they don't need mulching, which is good, but they need some fertilization as well. So, thinking ahead, I probably will lime, plough, I'm trying to decide whether or not I put a cover crop in. Maybe some oilseed radish. Maybe that could potentially go in both the fields and we can reseed the grass on this one, or we can just leave the grass to regrow on Home Farm 1, and Home Farm 2 is going to be potentially our cornfield. And if we look at the crop calendar here, we have got 4 months. We've got all the way till April until we can plant our corn. And we've missed the window for oilseed rape. We can't actually plant a cover crop either, so it looks like we're going to have to lime and plough only, and we'll have to, I think, naturally fertilise it. Hopefully our slurry reserves will build up over the next few months and we can get some slurry into that field instead. But for now, we've got a job to do. We're going to go and get a new box spreader. We don't have a dry fertiliser lime spreader available at the moment. We've only got that tiny little liquid sprayer that you know from our contracting yard. So I am going to treat us to a new spreader, and I'm going to buy it again. Reason being, it's not ridiculously expensive, and 2, I can see us using it a lot. I think it will come in handy for some of our contracts. So we're going to head to the shop and pick it up now. In fact, we'll order it, and it hopefully will be ready when we get there. So my thinking was I was going to go for this, the Amazon ZATS 3200, but it only holds solid fertiliser. So the next option was the Breedle. 45,000 though, quite a lot of money. Like I said, I want to buy this rather than lease it. So then it was the Breedle F2WS 4000. It holds 4,000 litres, 42 metre working width, which is great. Solid fertiliser and lime. So I think that's the one we're going to go with. The other one was the Roush, but 83,000. It's a little bit too much for me, I think. And again, only solid fertiliser there, just didn't spot that. So the Breedle it is. Let's grab it. And what we'll do is we will go down to the shop and pick it up. We change the colour. It's free. I quite like that in red. Right. Ordered. Yes, we will buy that outright, because I do think we're going to use it a lot. And I think we'll take the case. Right, here we are. And it was sitting nicely waiting for us, so we can hook this up straight away. Now, we don't have any lime back at the yard. We could order some and get it delivered, but it's not going to be here straight away. So we're going to go along to the sell point and pick it up there. So we just need to head over here, past the sell point that we've used a few times already, and past the sugar beet field where we did that huge contract, which is just here. And over at the far end, you can just see the tops of the buildings there is the sell point. But actually the run back to Home Farm after that is very straightforward, so it doesn't feel like we're particularly going out of our way. And if we need to go and fill up with a little bit more, it's not too far to run. So I kind of hope we don't, though. 4,000 litres in this, and it's got a nice spreading width as well, so we should be able to cover off both of these fields pretty quickly. Right, we'll fill up and we will see you back at the yard. Right, heading back to Home Farm now. This fully laden has made the front end rather light, so I think I'm going to need to put on a weight when we get back to the yard. It's okay, it's fine on the roads, but I think going through the fields and the bumpiness of the fields, we're going to be bouncing around a lot. It's going to be better to put a weight on the front. But there is Home Farm straight ahead of us, so it isn't a million miles away. In fact, this, I believe, is the field that we combined in the summer as well. So, starting to get to know the place rather nicely. There's another sign for Home Farm as well. Yeah, we're really starting to get our way, understand the map really, and know our way around it, which is nice. Like I said, one of the reasons for contracting was for that very reason. Was just not to be stuck in one corner of the map minding our own business. and get out and about and see as much of the map as possible, because it is beautiful. Right, we'll have a rummage around in one of the sheds up here and see if we can find a weight to put on the front, just to make things a bit easier. There you go, perfect example. Couldn't make the turn there. Right, let's just take it a bit easy. I knew I'd seen one around. There it is. Just by the mechanics there. So that could make all the difference for us, he says, hopefully. Right, let's get straight into this field. And let's get some lime down. We almost got around one lap of the field before running out. Right, let's go and get some more. Okay, we could be running up and down the roads a little bit with this. So, we'll not let you endure that misery. We'll go and get some more, and we'll dive back straight into the field as soon as we can. Right, here we are, back from one last refill, just for this tiny little bit here. Typical the way that happens, isn't it? But there we go. I'd rather do it properly than cut corners, so let's get this last bit covered off. And there you go, all the liming done. That does mean we're going to have a little bit left sitting in the spreader, but that's okay. We can leave it in here. It's very possible we'll need to do some more liming in the not too distant future. It could even pay off to have this in the tank when we do one for a client. So there we go, tiny little bit there, and we are fully limed. Next job, straight in with the plow. Now I might run down. I need to check the horsepower of our plow. This isn't as powerful as the TW, so I might end up using the TW, but we could give it a run on the case as well. I don't like that plough, if I'm being honest. The old traditional plough is a little bit annoying. I think I'd much prefer a deep ripper. But I don't think we've got anything with enough horsepower to run one of those, so and we're stuck with it. I don't want to just spend money for the sake of it either. So let's pop this in a shed somewhere and go and grab the plough. But like I said, we'll check horsepower wise whether or not it's worth taking the case up there, or it makes sense to go and get the TW with the plough on. Now I was just looking at subsoilers here. Now the K brand here, just for 10,500 I can get a 4 meter deep ripper. Not bad. We've got this one as well, 150 horsepower, 130 horsepower. Either way, they are 0.5 of a metre wide in our current plough and need less horsepower. So I actually think I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to go for the Agrisem one though, because I've never used that. But I really like that. So we will sell the old plough. We are going to use the deep ripper. And yeah, hopefully it's all going to work out well. So I'm quite excited about this now. Like I said, I wasn't spending money for the sake of it, but in hindsight, I think this is going to work. So let's see how much we could get for the plow secondhand. Okay, this is a no-brainer. It's actually cheaper new than our plow is secondhand. So if we sell this for 18,000, buy the new one for 10,000, not only do we gain half a metre in width, but we save ourselves £8,552 as well. So let's get a new plough. Right, so that's that sold. We're up to 71,815 Agrisem, not the 3 metre one, no, the 4 metre one. No customizations on it, we're just going to buy it as it is. Only 150 horsepower to pull it as well, so the case will laugh at it. So, let's press the button. I just thought I'd jump in, it did show the sun later on in the day. It's due to finish snowing about 4 PM. But then I looked at January and February and March, and it looks like it's going to snow solidly for 4 months. So I was going to say, do I wait and put it off for another day? But there's absolutely no point because the snow's not going anywhere. So let's get on with the job in hand now. The dealer has very kindly said he was passing, so he delivered our new plough for us. There it is. So let us get into the big field here and get it ploughed. Now, I've been swithering as to whether or not to plough the other field. The one we're going to keep grass in it anyway, but it does say it needs ploughing. Now, I'm not sure if that has a huge impact when it comes to yield with grass. So I am undecided. So I'm actually going to leave it up to you guys. So if you think that the other field, the other grass field that we've just cut over there by the farm, requires ploughing. It does say it needs ploughing on the map, but if you think that is the right thing to do, plough it up, reseed it again with grass. Let me know in the comments and I'll try and apply it in one of the future episodes. If you think it's fine to leave it and it's not going to have a huge impact on the yield of the field and we'll still make enough grass off that to make enough bales, tell me to leave it. I shall do whatever the consensus is with everyone else. But for now, we're definitely ploughing this one because we're going to plant something else in here. So, let's get on with it. Right, that took a bit of time, but we are done and we've got the field ready for planting in the new year. I'm going to pick up those little bits there that we've missed just to make things neat and tidy, but generally that's gone pretty well. I do like that plough. It is narrow, I get that, but at the same time it's done a good job, and I can see us using this again a lot for contracts as well, so well worth having. Let's get this last little bit here, and I think we are done. So this snow is still not abating in any way, shape or form. I'm not sure how it's going to end up. I'm not sure if it's going to lie or not. We don't have any equipment to clear roads or lanes or anything if it does decide to lie, so we need to probably bear that in mind and maybe get prepared to lease some stuff just to clear the roads. But let's run this back to the farm now and have a chat about what we're going to do next. Right, here we go. Let's pop this in this shed here next to the lime spreader, shall we? I am really starting to gather contracting equipment at this yard, which is okay. We know which is mine and which belongs to the farm, so that's fine. Right, let's park this up and decide what's next. Actually, I did realise I hadn't covered the silo after we'd finished compacting it, so let's just do that. Here we go. Let's just press the button. There we go. Right. That is now fermenting. She'll come back to that in the new year. Right. Things we need to do. Like I said, it's a bit light on the ground today. Not much going on just because of the weather more than anything. The cows. Now, they have got a little bit of food, but it's back down into the red after we left them overnight, so we can do that. They are, in fact, let's jump to the menu actually. There we go. They are, in fact, 100% health. Start to make a bit of milk, 4,000 litres, and they have 7,400 litres of slurry, so everything's working as it should. So there we go. 31,000 litres of food, but it's into the red already, so I'm going to mix up another batch, I think, and then we'll feed them that. Now, I think the trick here with this is spike them a bit higher up. And then we've got something to rest against the lip of the machine. Just dangling precariously, this one. I don't know why I'm struggling with this as much as I am. That won't go over now. Right. Maybe it's late and I'm tired. Let's try again. There we go. Right. It's actually a common thing. I remember our feed wagon on the farm when I was growing up. The rim around the top of it was absolutely smashed to bits because it had been battered to pieces so often by the wheel loader when they were loading up food into it. So I think that's a pretty common thing. Oh look, I've knocked another bale off there. Of course I have. There we go. Come on. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. There we go. So there's your balance. Everything within the boundaries. 33% silage, 42% hay, 23% straw. And volume-wise, it'll probably be around about 90%, 95%. So, it's balanced well. At least we've got a full load in there. Right, let's turn this off. In fact, let's not leave it there. Got a bad habit of just leaving stuff lying around the yard. Let's stick it back in the shed. Once it's done, we'll just check the animals again, and then I'm not sure there's too much more for us to do today. Snow still coming down, field ploughed, but we're out with our planting window, so that's just going to sit there and do nothing now. This one's been limed. I'm going to leave it with you guys to decide whether or not we should plough this one and reseed it with grass, or we just let it grow again. And there we go. Winter on the farm. Things are quiet. It's too cold to be hanging around outside here. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye for now. Hello everyone, Farm Sim Guy here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Court Farms, and as you can see, that snow kept going for quite a long time. We have got a very deep amount of snow here. You can see a little bit of heat through this fermenting grass has meant that it's melted the snow here, but look how deep that is. It is seriously deep. So, we've got a bit of a challenge on our hands here. I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet, but we've got to feed the cows, and we can't get the vehicles to them at the moment. The yard is very, very full of snow. You can see here the heat from the barns and from the animals has melted this section, but over here we've got a bit of an issue. We can't get the feeder box out, we can't get to the bales. We've got a few things that we need to get sorted, and we ain't going to be able to do them. Of course, I think field work today is completely out of the question. Everything will be frozen under the ground, and that is reflected in the list of contracts we've got at the moment. There we go. A grand total of 0 contracts. So, yes, as to be expected with the weather. So, I guess it's going to leave us to kind of get on with jobs. We need to clear this yard, though. The snowplows have been and they've done the roads, but obviously, private ground here, they've left us to it. So, I think what we'll do is try and clear some of the snow out of the way, just enough to be able to get the mixer down to where the bales are down there, and past the sheds here to get to the cows to get them fed. We could put salt down, but actually, I think we'll give our silage blade a go. I think that should work, so we'll give that a run and see what happens. The silage is doing well here. There we go, 88% fermented already, which suggests that my bales sitting in my field back at the contractor's yard are probably good to be sold as well by now, but again, we might have the issue we might not be able to get to them. So we'll have a wander down though, and we'll see what's happening down there in a little while. But first and foremost, I think it's important that we get these cows fed. Right, so we'll roll around here. Very handy having this silage blade actually. It saves us having to go and hire anything, which is good. So let's get this up a little bit. Now, I'm going to, I think, push some snow out of the way and down to that little space down there. This is going to come out the sides actually, so I need to be a little bit smart about how I do this. Might need to do it a few times. Crikey. There is a lot of snow. There may be too much here. We may need a snow blower. My plan was to shift it like so, but I think we might be up against it here. Let's try a little bit more. Oh, that worked. Maybe we need a snow plow rather than this. This is okay. It's not really what it was designed for, so it doesn't have the ability to spill out of the sides like a snow plow does. So that might be our problem. It is kind of working, but I'm not sure if it's the most effective way of doing it. I was trying to get it done without having to spend any more money, but I think we might invest in a snowplow. A snow blower's probably not appropriate. Oh, well, we could get one of those as well and see which is best. We could do some tests. But yes, no, this is getting stuck on the blade at the front and not pushing it to the sides. So I think we'll try a different option. See, it's just creating mounds as well. So I've got an idea. Let's go and see if we can find one that connects to the front of a tractor. We can get one of the tractors out here. They'll run nicely. We'll maybe run down to the shop and lease one of those for a day or so. You never know, there might be other farmers that need our help as well. So for now, let's disconnect that and leave it in the yard. Right, let's head off down to the store. We are running a little bit low on funds at the moment. You can see we're down to 58,000 in the bank. Ideally, we'd like a little bit more than that, and that now. although the gritter's been down here, it could have done with going a little bit wider. So I'm going to see if we can get a plough. We might actually do a little bit of extra pushing on the road there. Just make it a little bit more spacious. But let's go and see what they've got at the shop and see what's best to bring back. I might bring back a snowplow and a blower as well, just for a bit of fun. Alright, here we go. Look at the frost on the grass too. It's very, very chilly. Right, let's see what they've got for us. So there we go. We've got the Samaz 3.2, the 3.3 meter, and the snowblower. It's just 2.5 meters. I'm definitely going to take the 3.3. Get through a lot more stuff. It's got a 3-point hitch, so we can throw it straight onto the front of the tractor. Again, let's lease this. That's a little bit of cash, 357, but I think we'll get rid of it at the end of the day, or when the snow goes. 484 is worthwhile exercise, I'm telling you. We'll take both of those and get them hitched up and get some work done. In the absence of anything else to do, we'll get this sorted. Right, for the purposes of going home, I am going to put the blower on the back. We'll flip that round later, and I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, I'd quite like to clear those lanes on the way back to the farm. And we should be able to shift the angle of this slightly, so we can push everything to one side of the road, and then maybe do the same with the other side of the road. But for now, let's just get it hooked up and see where we go. So there you go. We can adjust the angle of it this way, and we can do the same with the other side. So what I think I might do is set it to push into one side of the hedge, and then we'll turn around and come back and do it the other way. That looks not bad. We can go a little bit further actually. There you go. Okay. Let's head home. Right, here we are back at the junction. Let's see if we can do something about the snow at the edge of the road here, because it is going to cause us a few issues if we're not careful. So let's see what happens here. Let's lower it down. We've already set it. We already set it at the shop, so there we go. We are pushing it away, probably onto the other side of the road here, but it's working a little bit. Yes, it's pushing it through the hedge there into the field. That's good. We are putting some on the other side of the road as well. I'm well aware of that. We might have to come back and get that. Might have to turn around and go back the other way, but it's certainly flattening it out anyway. See what we're doing there? There is some snow on the road, but you can see it all piling up in the field there, so that's an excellent job. Just what I wanted it to do. Probably clear the driveway for Charles as well at some point. Do the dutiful neighbour, and well, he's our boss, isn't he? So there we go. Nice big pile in the corner there. Try and shift a little bit more if we can. We run over it a few times, it may pick up these last little bits. There we go. There's a little bit on the ground there that's not going to impact the traffic anymore. There we go. We need to be careful we're not blocking the drive here. I've pushed it over to where the sign is at the moment. You can see that, so it should be all right there. Right, I'm tempted to run back the way we've just come. Right, we've just run back along the road here. I know we're blocking Valley View Store's entrance here. We'll need to come back and sort that in a little minute. But as you can see, we've got a much wider road now compared to what was there before. So we'll keep going down here and make sure we try and get as much of this off the road as possible. If I'm being honest, not many people are coming down here at the moment, but if we can let people get to Valley View and we can get in and out of the yard, that's going to be a huge help. So I will go and clear Valley View's driveways as well in a minute, but as you can see, we've got plenty more width on the road here by running the snowplow. Now we do have the blower as well, and we may switch to that just to tidy up these last little bits of the road if we want to. But actually the priority might be using the blower in the yard. As you can remember, we just about blocked the yard there, so... But actually we may need to use it here, look. We don't want to push that onto the main road there. So, challenges galore here. Look what I want to do. I want to be able to rotate the pipe. And look what it's doing. It's opening my doors on my tractor, which is very frustrating because that is not what I want it to do. And I can't override it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this off, and I've brought the old TW down because it doesn't have that issue. So we'll pop this back on the snowplow, and we are going to use the TW for the snowblower. There we go. A little bit disappointing because I was enjoying using that case, but I'm pretty confident this will work and we'll get the result we want, because we've got to clear this road pretty quickly or we'll get in trouble with the council for blocking roads. But that is what I wanted to do, but clashing keybinds have stopped us, which is very annoying. So now though, look at that. Now we are talking. And we're blasting it far enough that I reckon we can get this across the road without rotating the pipe. Let's see what happens. Oh, we have managed to spray it on the other side of the road, but other than that, it's working brilliantly. It's not on the other side of the road really, we'll get away with that. So, let's push on up here and clear this the best we can. This is way better than the plough. Now there is going to be points where the plough is way more sensible, but at the moment this is the job for us. Right, we're at Valley View now. What we're going to do is we're going to spin the pipe around, which means that we can then get rid of the snow that's blocking the store entrance. And look at that, we're blowing it right up into the air and over into the field where it's not going to interfere with anybody coming in and out of the store. We've got 2 gates to do this at, so, you know, we're doing the neighbourly thing. Right, let's adjust down the spout so we're not filling Charles's yard with the snow, which will blow it more into the hedge again. There we go. Perfect. In fact, that's not very good, is it? That's a bit better. He might just have to get some snow in his garden. Clear this corner as well. This is a bit of a death trap. There we go. And as for this, Charles is going to have to make a decision what he wants. An empty yard or a full garden. We're going with empty yard at the moment. Well, let's spin this round again. We're going to be here all day. Right, let's park that up there. A little bit nervous that we've completely sprayed Charles's pride and joy in snow and probably a load of grit and gravel and stones from there. It looks alright though. I hope he wasn't watching out of his window. We are now going to go and get the case with the plough on. I think the plough is going to work better in the yard for a lot of the yard, and then we'll, if we need to tidy any bits up with the blower, we will. But what a great job that's done. Look at that. Fantastic. Right, heading up here now. Look at that. A lot easier to get up here now. Fantastic job with the blower and the plough. They both did a cracking job. But yeah, we've got a bit of freedom now. Managing to spread some stuff back on the road though. That was not the cleverest thing I've ever done. Okay, we're in though. Let's see how we get on shifting some of this snow about. Right, we've piled some stuff up down there, but the challenge is we've still got to get the wheel loader out and the trailer in. So I think a mixture of the blower and the snowplow will sort us out here. We're just going to blast this over that wall there and try and get it into the field behind. And we may even use this space here. We might have to sacrifice the pickup header for a little while. Let's see how far this goes. Okay, this is getting rid of it. That's good. That's exactly where I wanted it to go. Up into the sky. So this means we might be able to get the wheel loader out. So here's the plan with some of the stuff that we've got in front of, like, the shed and the silage clamp. We're actually going to blow it in front of us, and as we move toward it, it will pick it back up and blow it further down. Probably lift it up a little bit. It does mean we're going to have to maybe run over some stuff a few more times, but look at the way it's moving all out of the way down here, which is where we want it to be. Right, let's throw it back into a little time lapse for a minute or so while we sort this out. Well, there we go. That is one clear yard. I did notice that you may have seen it with the time-lapse, but actually if you blow this right up into the air, it just dissolves into the air. It goes to such a fine dust that it just hangs in the air and turns back to water. So we managed to do that without having to create huge piles of snow everywhere. So just get a little bit more of this out of the way to allow the forage wagon to turn at the end and come back, but I'm very, very pleased with the way that's gone. It has taken a while, and like I said, not a lot going on in this episode, so if you've stuck with us, thank you very much for that. But as soon as the snow is away, we can go back to some farming now. It hasn't felt like much of a contract series the last couple of episodes because we have been working on the farm here. That has been due to the fact of the time of the year it is. There isn't much going on from a contracting perspective. We might pick up a few ploughing or cultivating contracts over the next month or so, but it's really going to be spring before the action kicks back in earnest. So having the farm here and having a few things to keep us occupied has not been a bad thing. But I can't wait to get back to contracting. Actually, when we do get to the new year, Davey's going to run this. He's going to make sure that the cows are fed and looked after, and we are going to leave him to it to an extent. We'll obviously give him a little bit of help when he needs it, and obviously we'll pick up contracts from Charles anyway for the farm. That's why he's using us. He's got the best of both worlds here. There we go. Getting a little bit stuck on some of the uneven ground there, but I think that is us. Fantastic. What a job. Those pieces of equipment I've never used before, but I'm highly, highly impressed with them. Right, for now, we're just going to leave them there out of the way. Let's get these cows topped up with food. There we go, in the green for everything here now. There's the silage bale gone. Okay, job done. Let's get this back in the shed. Out of the way. And we'll get the silage unloaded. There we go, 20,000 litres in there, 90% full. But interestingly, last time we did it with the other mix, we got 95%. I wonder if the hay bales are slightly bigger than silage bales. Let's find our trigger, there it is. And then it was TMR again, not forage. And this will keep the cows going for a little bit longer now, which is good. We've just got to keep on top of it, really. Like I said, when Davey's in charge, Davey will manage this, but for now, we're giving him a bit of a helping hand because we've got nothing better to do. Right, there we go. We'll check the animal dialogue in just a sec, but let's reverse this into here. Park it up. There we go. There we go, just over half full. We could go again and fill it up a little bit more. We're not going to bother just now. We'll save that for another day. But good amount of food in there for them. That'll keep them going for a little bit. Right, before we return the snowplow equipment, let's head down to the contractor's yard. See what's going on down there. So it's safe to say the snow is as deep here. The horses a little bit annoyed, I think, that they can't get to their grass, but they have got food and straw and some oats in here as well to keep them going, so they're not too bad. Davey's looking after them. Oh look, he's coming over to say hello to us. Yes, they're a little bit frustrated though, aren't they? Let's check our bales. These will be ready. There's absolutely no point in me trying to load these now with the snow in the field, but we will. Oh, still 98% actually. That's a surprise. They have taken an age, haven't they? They have taken an absolute age to ferment. So yeah, we'll leave those until the snow's melted. There's absolutely no point in trying to shift them, just make life difficult for ourselves. As for the shed, it's looking pretty sparse, isn't it? That's what happens when all the equipment ends up at the other farm. But we will sort that out again in the new year. Lots to still sort out here, and lots going on. Fingers crossed we'll get the snow melted and we can get back to some contracts in the next episode. But for now, from me, the Farm Sim Guy, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now. Hello everyone, it's Farm Sim Guy here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Court Farms. Spring has well and truly sprung here. The weather has turned so much for the better. It's been a quiet couple of months, but we are back, and my goodness, the phone has been ringing off the hook. We have got a couple of contracts lined up already, a fertilizing one and a seeding one. But equally, we're going to come and get our bales off the field now. Our silage bales have been sitting here all winter. They are fully fermented now. But I think it's time to trade these in for some hard cash to help us fund the contracting business a little bit better. Now, I do know that there is supposed to be a demo on of a new machinery supplier. I don't know who. I need to find out who it is and what's going on. But they have already asked if we'd be interested in demoing some equipment, and of course I've said yes. You know, we're running some slightly older equipment here that's not seen the best of treatment in the past, shall we call it that. So I'm keen to look at potentially how we can upgrade some equipment as well. So starting to think about the potential of a yard sale, get rid of some of this older equipment and get some new equipment. But of course, to do that we need capital, we need money, and we don't have that much of that. So all we've got is the business and what it's bringing in from a financial point of view. We don't have any investors or anything like that. But Charles has been talking to us as well about what potentially he would like to do. Obviously there's a little bit of equipment that he provides us for working on the farm, but the rest of the stuff is ours. So we'll follow that up a little bit later on, but for now let us see if we can get all of these bales off the field, loaded up, and see if we can get a good price for them. So we are going to jump in the telehandler and we're going to get these loaded up. So we will be back as soon as we're done here. Right, here we go. Last two bales for this load. We only actually have 4 bales left. There's 2 over there in the field, and there's 2 we put by the shed before winter, because they were in the way when we were placing the horse pen. So I might just keep a hold of those, run them up to the farm. We can use them up there. That's not a problem. It seems silly to just load the 4 bales onto the trailer on their own. So yes, we'll leave those. We'll pop this back in the shed though. There's the other 2 bales there. Like I said, we'll leave those there and we will utilise them elsewhere. But for now, that's that bit done. I do love using that loader. Let's turn the vehicle off and we will run these up to one of the sell points. Now we'll have a look and see which one's taking the most for them. They could all be the same, but we'll just double check that and then we'll head on up there. Exciting though. Keen to see how much we'll make. So as I suspected, they're all pretty similar actually. But Garden Centre Bales looks like it is the one that's going to give us the most. So we shall run up there. It's also one of the closer ones, so I'm happy with that. So we'll run them up there. So there we go, 70,000 litres in total. That is a lot. Fingers crossed. This will be a good little haul. And then we need to start thinking about our contracts. Right down these narrow lanes. Oh, crikey, that corn there is high as well. We also have to remember that we do have the 2 fields back at the farm to sort out. Now, thank you for all the comments. on the second field. It was pretty close actually, but I think the ultimate decision was we were going to plough under the second field and reseed the grass in there. It will give us slightly higher yield, and again, if we roll it and do all the necessary parts to it, it will definitely help us. But again, we need something to plant our corn in there as well for our next silage batch. So I'm hoping, and I'm fully expecting actually, that this demo equipment that they've got down at the store is going to be some seeding equipment as well, based on the time of the year it is and things like that. So we can but hope. We'll give them a little call in a little bit and see what's happening. Right, 70,000 litres of silage bales. Let's see what we get. 13,000. That was not bad. That's not bad for our field. That was just the field that we had, and because of you guys suggesting it, we decided to cut and bale that grass. So thank you very much for that. I wouldn't have maybe thought about that straight away. So my head was elsewhere, thinking about contracts and things like that. But that's a nice little earner. I did notice that the grass is kind of looking ready to cut again, so we should maybe go with that at some point. But like I said, other things to do at the moment. We've got some customers sitting waiting for us, so we'll go and get those sorted. Right, we're going to run this back to the yard. We'll have a look at the 2 contracts we've got available, and then we'll probably get stuck in and start doing them. But here we go. Let's just reverse the trailer back in. I do know that I think pretty much all the equipment that we need is up at the yard. The seeder is here, so we might take that up, but equally I want to phone the dealer and see what they've got available to us. Right, here's the 2 contracts that we've already accepted, and I'm sure there's more coming. So there we go. Leroy Wilson is looking for his field to be fertilised. He's offering us $3,400 for that, which I'm happy to take. And Isaac Ewing, we've got a sowing contract. We are sowing oats in field 18 for that one. Now, that is the one I'm interested in seeing if there's any of this demo equipment available for. I'd love to see what we've got available. Our stuff is a bit old and a bit creaky, so it would be good to see if there's anything that could tempt us. Again, I can't afford it, but there are ways and means. Every contractor I know leases all their equipment, and I'm sure they need some capital investment for that, but if we can get hold of some capital, that would be amazing. Right, let us go and certainly do that fertilising contract first, and then we'll move on from there. Right, let's head back to home farm. Let's pick up the spreader. We'll need to unload the little bit of lime that's left in it, and leave that in the shed. And then we'll run to the store and we will purchase some more. There are no other fertiliser sell points on this map at the moment, so we'll have to make do with some big bags of pallets from the store. Weight. Where's the weight? I'm going to need that. Right, here it is. Let's grab that. And let's roll our way back for the fertiliser spreader. So I'm beginning to think a little bit more about this yard sale. You know, tractors like the TW, much as I love it, it's probably getting on a bit now. I would maybe love to keep it. Maybe I'll just keep it as a collector's tractor, but we've got a lot of other stuff that just isn't fitting what we need these days. You know, a modern contractor needs to have good equipment. I think it's a good reflection on the business. I want to make sure that we look good for our clients. Right, here we are. Let us just pull up here, get some fertiliser ordered, which they'll bring around, and we'll maybe ask them a bit more about this demo day. Right, fertilizer purchased. Quite a punchy £5,460. But hopefully we'll be able to use it on some of our own stuff as well. I also found out that it is indeed Horsch is the equipment that's on demo, and they will have seeders and planters. So I am very interested. There's probably enough here to do other contracts as well if we pick them up along the way. So that is quite handy. We're not even going to fill this up. Look at that. I'm getting about 3/4 full. Right. Enough messing around. Let's go and try and make some money. The irony is, we've just spent £5,000 on fertilizer, and the contract isn't even worth that much. But we've got more fertilizer than we need. That's the ultimate point here. Right, let's go do it. So field 85 is just around here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's something great about doing contracts because you get to discover the map. This is a place we've been a few times before now. We combined this field last year. I think we ploughed it or cultivated it as well. So it's nice down here. Lovely area of the map, really big open space. Lots of fields, and I do believe that ploughed field ahead of us is where we are fertilizing. Just pop the little HUD up to double check, but yes, indeed, here is where we are going. Right, let's get in, let's get the job done. Remember, the spreading width on this is massive, so I'm kind of hoping a few quick passes and we'll have the job done. Again, one of those things about doing fertilizer contracts, they are quick compared to other ones. Right, in we go. I think we'll jump it on a time lapse just because of the type of job it is, and then we will come back and we will have a chat again afterwards. Let's make sure we get the width right on this because it is so massive. Don't want to waste more fertilizer than we need to. Even then, look at that. So much overlap there. Get my bearings. Right, that looks pretty good. Right, we're on it. We'll see you later. Well, there you go. You can see in the top corner there, contract on field 85 is finished. That did not take any time at all. Now, you may have noticed on the time lapse there, I managed to get a little bit of the fertilizer in the water. That is not good. Pretty disappointed about that, actually. You know, about polluting waterways and things like that. It's not good for the environment, and it is frowned on. Hopefully it was only a little bit, it won't cause any lasting damage. I was trying to avoid it, it wasn't intentional, me being lazy, but just really hard with the width. That 42 meter width on this thing is fantastic for getting jobs done quickly, but the flip side is kind of difficult to control sometimes, and especially on funny shaped fields. If it was a nice big square straight field, that would have been not a problem, but a little small windy fields like this, it's quite difficult. Anyway, we'll not worry about that now. We will push on. I think next job on the agenda, let's get the other field ploughed. Let's get that done. We'll bank some of these seeding jobs for when some of the Horsch demo equipment is here. We will grab the plough that's sitting here. Now, somebody did say to me, actually in the comments, turn the plough round. it works better in the other direction, but I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you why. Because it is not a multi-directional plough. You can put it on the front of your tractor and push whilst towing another machine behind, or you can tow it. You can see the angle that they go into the ground there. So I'm not going to do that because it's unrealistic. It's not about doing it quicker, it's about trying where I can to do it right. Now, I fully accept that I don't always manage that, but I do try. But around here is our other grass field. And because we cut it so late into the year, it hasn't grown yet, so we don't really have the issue of ploughing in a perfectly decent crop. We'll be able to start from scratch. So let's push on and get it done, I think. Easy as that. So here we are, last little section over in the corner here. We'll just take a little bit of time to get this finished, but pretty much that's us done in this field, ready to go. There are a couple of little green patches here, which I might run over with the plough again. They're not getting picked up now, so I might try create fields. I think there's something slightly odd going on there, but we'll sort it out and make sure that we're as tidy as possible. But these are ready for planting now, so that's exciting. Right, we are all done. Everything looking good. I was just checking if there's anything damaged or bent on the plough, but it's all looking good to me. We'll probably give that a little wash. We still don't have a pressure wash here, actually. I do need to sort that out. In fact, we could sort that out just now. But we'll get that sorted. Cows looking fantastic in the field here as well, so they're looking great. There's a lot of milk to be collected, and our slurry is starting to fill up nicely. That will come in handy, definitely, over the next few weeks, hopefully. Once we've planted and we've got some stuff in the ground, we can get it fertilised. But no, things are going well on the farm at the moment. I'm pretty pleased with how things are going.
Hello, FSG. Charles here. Could you come to the yard straight away, please? We have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, sure, no worries. What's going on?
I think it's best if you probably just head up here.
Okay, I'll be right there. Strange, what on earth could be going on? Weird. Oh, and the police are here. Oh dear. There's something serious has happened. Better chat to Charles. Hi Charles, what seems to be the problem?
Couple of things, FSG.
The police are here because I reported the problem that my car had been vandalised a few weeks ago. It's away at the shop at the moment getting fixed. And they have no leads, but that's not the reason they turned up. Oh, really? What? Why are they here? There's a report that somebody has poisoned one of the streams down by field 85, and they were driving a red tractor. I don't suppose you know anything about that, do you? Oh, wow. They've not taken much time coming up here. It was an accident on my part. I just misjudged the width of it. Well, I appreciate your honesty, FSG, but this is a problem. We need to get this sorted. I think I will leave this with you to deal with them. As far as I'm concerned, this is a contractor issue. Nothing to do with Home Farm and what I own. But my reputation's on the line here. Sort it out, and sort it out quickly. Absolutely, Charles. I understand. Leave it with me. I will make it right. And I apologise. Don't let this happen again, FSG. Hello everyone, it's TheFarmSimGuy here. Hope you're all doing well. We're just performing a little bit of maintenance on the TW here. Needed a little bit of a birthday. And we've just had a letter through. DEFRA have been in touch. We have got ourselves quite a substantial fine for that little faux pas with the fertilizer in the last episode. A whole £15,000 we have to pay them. That's a little bit of a warning to just have our wits about us and make sure we avoid doing that again in the future. That is a real kick in the teeth, actually. It's, we're trying to build the business up a little bit more and we end up throwing money down the drain. But it's our own silly fault, really. We should have been a bit more careful, and we'll learn from that and not make the same mistake again, hopefully. Anyway, we'll get this finished here. We'll get this sorted. Now, to be honest, we are waiting on a phone call from the dealership. They have promised us, Horsch are bringing some equipment up to demo, slightly longer term demos, so we should have it for a few weeks, to run some of their seeding equipment, which I'm very excited about. So, looking forward to that, and also, we talked about it in the last episode as well. Our equipment is getting quite old now. We've obviously got the TW, which is a great workhorse, but it's showing its years now. Obviously we bought the case, which has been a great start. New Holland doesn't belong to us, but our old Renault, and of course the Fiat that is no more. So, we should be really thinking about upgrading our equipment. We want people's perception of us to be good, so we should definitely be looking at upgrading her, but it costs quite a lot of money, to be honest. So we've got to have our wits about us. We've got to make sure the bank manager's happy. Because we will lease a lot of the equipment that we can pay that back. So the only way we can do that is by doing lots of work. In addition to that, we ploughed our field down here in the last episode as well, ready to be planted. And we also have the field next door ready to be planted as well. So we've really got to decide what we put in those and how we want to take those forward. So jumping in here, there they both are, and you can see zero fertilization in them as well. I am holding out hope that there'll be enough slurry to at least use on one of these fields in the not too distant future. So we can get some help for the crops in there. Ideally I'd like that before we start planting, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. But after that we can obviously still spray them as well. So lots to keep us busy. We also have, sitting down here, flashing away there, a seeding contract ready to go in field 18 as well. So, again, another reason why we could do with the dealership giving us a bell. Hello! Tell me the good news.
Hello, FSG! Aye, the equipment's here. You want to come and get it?
I would be delighted to. I will be down there very, very shortly.
Yeah, bother, pal.
Okay, exciting stuff. The equipment's here. Let's head down to the store and see what this stuff looks like up close. There it is. It's a Massey 8S. A 285 as well, so quite a lot of horsepower in there. This is the planter version, so for corn, sunflowers and the like. And this is a cultivator that also has a seeding unit on it as well, so your wheat, your barley, your oats, all of those crops. And they are ours for the next couple of weeks. But look at this beauty. He did say he would give us a decent tractor to run it on. If we like this, we could certainly consider buying one of these, although they're coming in around about 200,000. But he has got some other stuff as well. He said he's got a Fent that he might let us have a run in as well, so we'll have a look at that. And we really need to start making some decisions soon, but for now, this is a whole stage ahead of where we're at with our business. Look at this. So we've just checked the contracts. It's Isaac Ewing, and he wants oats down in field 18 that we just looked up on the map before. So I'm going to leave the planter here, and we will take the seeder first time, the finer 6L. So, look at this, it's beautiful. Right, let's get the equipment flipped over, and we'll give it a run. Right, we're all hooked up. We'll just fold that up there, like so. That'll help us down the lanes a little bit. Now, I am going to have to go and pick up some seed and fert from the farm. So we'll go and do that, and then we'll get on with the job. Oh, how about this? So this is whisper quiet in this cab. It is a completely different experience to, say, the Renault. Out the way, Mr. Deer. We need to get on with stuff today. Hopefully that'll run into a field in a minute. Yeah, go through the gate there. No! You're going to get run over. It's away. Either that or it's gone under the tractor. I didn't feel any bumps, so we should be alright. This is super, super nice in here. So quiet. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful with these jewels on that the cars can get past. That seemed to be fine. But this is gorgeous. Right, like I said, we're going to have to run to the farm. We're going to have to pick up some seed there, and then we'll head down to field 18. So, I guess we'll see you down there. Right, as you can see, we are full of seed now. We are just running down to field 18. Cautiously, as you can see, the roads aren't much wider than the tractor, so just have to have our wits about us. Right, we are in the field now, and we have started. This is absolutely lovely to drive. Unbelievably nice. I am spoiled. I'm not going to want to give this back. Now, before we jump in and get on with this field, I just want to address a couple of things that have been raised in the comments after the last episode. Now, when the police were in the yard, they hadn't come necessarily to raise the issue around the fertilizer being let into the water. They just happened to mention that in passing. They were actually there because of Charles's vehicle, which he's reported to them as being vandalised in the yard. Now, between us, I think we know that it was us with the snowblower by accident. I was just trying to clear the snow and completely pebble dashed his car. Now, off the back of him being really annoyed with us about the fertiliser in the water, didn't think it was the right time to come clean. We will have to, at some point, come clean though, because if he finds out any other way, that could be a real disaster. So we just need to pick the right time to do that. So I don't know when that is yet, but we will find out. But in the meantime, we've got a job to do here. So let's get our heads down. Let's get the job done. Let's try and get as many contracts as possible and take things from there. But this is a different world in this tractor. It's glorious. So let's push on with the job, and we will see you very shortly. Right, here we go. We have just about finished here. We've got this tiny little bit in the top corner, and then that is that field done. This has been amazing. I do not know how I managed with my equipment for as long as I have when there's stuff like this out here. I can totally understand the justification investing in new and modern kit. The speed we've done this, the comfort we've been in when we've been doing this, the perception that you can get from your customers by the way you mean business by having a piece of equipment like this. I think it just all ticks all of the boxes. I'm as convinced as I've ever been now that upgrading our equipment to something more modern is definitely the way to go. Like I said though, for now we've just got to find the money for it. But that is the contract complete. We're going to collect the money for that, and we also still hadn't collected the money for our fertilizing contract, so we'll collect that as well, and we'll head back to the yard. There you go, 2 contract incomes there, pushing us up to £67,728 back in the bank, so we're starting to move in the right direction, definitely. Well, we did speak a little bit too soon there. There you go, there's the 15,000 coming out at the same time for our fine, but it's got to be paid, right? So at least we know where we are now, 52,728. We just need to move on from there, don't we? Right, let's run back to the farm. I think while we've got this seeder on, we should replant the grass in our field, and then we will go and get the planter, and we will start to put some corn in the other field. So we'll see you back at the farm. Right, here we are coming up to the junction. Hopefully we don't bump into any traffic, he says, as that car just appears. Now the nose of this is very out there as well. Let's just take the chance while we can. Hopefully when we're on this back lane we shouldn't have too many issues. We could just be jumping in there and doing that field as well, couldn't we? But I have to say the turning circle on this Massey is fantastic as well. Really, really tight. So we'll go back to the yard and maybe put a little bit more seed in, and then we'll head straight down into the field. Look at the width there. There's literally no space to spare with these joules on. Actually not appropriate at all for these back lanes, but it's definitely helping with the seeding. And the other thing we've got on this tractor, which we've not had before, is GPS, which is super exciting. It's definitely going to help us in this field as well. So we're going to jump straight into this. We're going to get seeding, get everything ready, set up, and then we'll go and get the other planter and start from there. But we've got 44% left in. We might need to go and pick up some more seed, but we'll see. But let's get our grass planted ready so that we can start cutting it and get some more feed for the cattle. Cows are doing well, actually. We'll have a look at them in a little while, but no, they're doing great at the moment. So let's do a couple of headlands. We will turn the GPS on and give it a spin. So we will see you shortly. Right, here we are on our last pass. I have got to say, with GPS, it just makes life so much easier as well. So that's another tick in the box from this tractor, and again, if we can afford it going forward, we will absolutely try and get GPS in our tractors, because just makes seeding a joy, and I'm guessing a load of other tasks as well. But there we go, that is us done. We are all finished here. We'll run back up to the yard. I'm going to find a shed for this for now, I think, because next job is going to be going into the next field there and getting corn in the field. Also, actually, another reason why GPS was brilliant in this field, the planted texture looks very similar to the cultivated texture, so I'm kind of pleased that we had GPS to keep ourselves straight and avoid any gaps in the seeding. So there we go. But this is quite dirty as well. I'm going to invest, I think, in a pressure washer, and I wonder where we'll put it. Just tucked on the end here. That looks pretty good. Let's set that up as well. We'll give that equipment a clean, because it's not ours to leave dirty. Gonna have to hand it back at some point, so we should probably look after it. There we go. That'll do nicely. We can just reverse stuff up here, get it washed. Right, now that's been placed, let us head round and give this a little wash. Even though the tank at the front and the tractor aren't that dirty, we'll give them a quick wash down, and then we'll get through here and get the cultivator cleaned. I am really loving this horse kit as well. It makes such a difference having modern kit. Actually, one thing I'm going to do, we're just going to quickly pop the lid on this. There we go. And we are going to fill this back up with seed while we can. And then it's ready. What we'll do, we'll pick up the planter from the shop and go straight to the field. We don't need to come back to the yard then. So let's ditch this cultivator and we'll be back. Right, here we are, all loaded up with the planter. You can see down in the bottom corner it does have some capacity in the actual planter itself. We didn't fill that obviously with seed, but the front hopper has got 1600 litres in, so I know a lot more corn seed goes in the ground than if you're doing grass seed, so we'll just have to see how we get on. But we do have more seed back at the yard, so we will just take our time and make sure we do things right. Let's just pull over a little bit here to make sure that that car can get past, and let's head to the field here, and we'll jump straight in and just have some more fun in this fantastic tractor. So let's get our cornfield planted. Get this unfolded. I do like the look of this unit as well. It looks really robust. Beautifully made equipment. Right. Let's do a couple of headlands and then dive into it. So, back again very shortly. Right, here we are, last couple of passes. This has gone really smoothly as well. I have got to say, I think we've got through quite a lot of work today, haven't we? What with the contract and getting both these fields prepped and ready for the new summer season. Yes, we've still got to fertilise them and make sure that we optimise. They both need rolling as well, actually, which is again another piece of equipment we don't have, but they're not overly expensive to pick up, so we may do a little bit of rolling in the next episode, but we'll basically get this last little pass done here, and then I think we'll call it for this episode. It's been an efficient one. So let's drop this down one last time. Let's head up to the top here, and we will head back to the yard and we'll have a quick chat there. I said I would look at the cows, so we'll have a look at those. I think there's quite a lot of milk and slurry sitting there waiting to be collected, so that may put a smile on Charles's face. Maybe that'll be our opportunity to just drop the sad news that it was us that made a mess of his car. Anyway, let's get back to the yard and we'll see you there. So there we are, parked up. Just glorious piece of equipment. I am loving that. Right, let's have a quick look at our animals. So there you go. There are the cows. Productivity right up there at 100%. 25,000 litres of milk sitting there waiting to be collected. We'll probably sort that out in the next episode as well. And we're up to 41,000 litres of slurry too. So really starting to build up a bank of slurry there, which is awesome news. They're going to need a feed in the next episode too, so we'll make sure we do that. And again, the horses, Trigger and Rocky, Davey is doing a phenomenal job with those guys. Look at that. They are healthy, they are clean, they are fit. He's riding them every day. He's making sure they're topped up with food. The numbers are going up. Remember, we paid 500 each for them, so they've doubled already. And they're going great guns. So, delighted with how that's going. David's doing a great job with the animals. But, on that note, I think it's safe to say that we will leave it for this episode. This could be a whole new world for us, this new fancy equipment. I am digging it already. But next episode, definitely some rolling to be done, and we need to pick up a few more contracts. We should sort of jump in actually and have a look at what's available in the contract stakes at the moment. Look at this first cut silage. There's a couple of fertilizing ones in there, a few weeding ones down at the bottom. They're never very lucrative, those, although field 90 looks pretty good there for 2,000. We might pick that up, but we are spoilt for choice here. Look at the amount of baling contracts. Not that we wanted to jump straight back into baling so quickly, but hey, it's where the money is. So, on that note, I will say thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye for now. Hello everyone, it's the Farm Sim Guy here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Court Farms. Oh, excuse me. Honestly, this phone has not stopped all morning. Look at the backlog of work that we have got lined up. This is insane. First cut silage is here with a bang. Clifford Powell wants us to do some hay bales. Isaac Ewing is there looking for silage bales. Samuel Ortega silage bales as well. We've got some more hay bales here for Clifford. And then Zoe Scott's looking for some hay bales as well. But look at the value of these contracts. It's crazy. And then look at what's still sitting there waiting to be taken. It is absolutely insane. And the entire contract list at the moment is baling, other than one tiny weeding contract at the bottom, which we might take anyway. But unbelievable. It is ridiculous. I think everybody's just ready to go at once. Now, we've handed back the horse gear that was on demo, but again, come to the end of the sowing season, so we didn't really have much use for it. We have, though, kept the Massey for a bit longer on demo. It's an absolute beauty. Now, I'm genuinely really concerned about how we're going to be able to fulfill 5 contracts. with the kit we've got. Obviously we've got the case over there, we've got the Massey at the moment, we've got the TW, and we've got the Renault, which is hiding around the corner there, I think. So we're going to have to do some rotation of equipment pretty quickly, but the other thing we need to do is go and see the bank manager. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking about investing and upgrading our equipment. Now, he's already said to us, look, looking at the equity of your business, looking at what you own, looking at the equipment you own, you actually have got quite a little bit of leverage there to get quite a big loan. Let me just show you what he was thinking. So here's our bank management tab. So our balance of 46,000 in the bank as ready cash, but actually capital for what we own in terms of machinery, sheds, 802,000, which we can use as leverage. So we already have 130,000 loan. He said, you know, we can lend you up to 3 million. Now, the thought of paying 3 million is frightening, if I'm being honest, but we're actually under our lower limit here. But I think we might need to invest in some new equipment, some better equipment, bigger, faster, better, more. So again, we're going to speak to the dealer at some point, see what he's got, one, on offer, two, what he would recommend to us to pick the pace up, and we'll just take things from there. So we definitely want to modernise the whole offering and see where we go from there. So but in the meantime, we have got a lot of work to do, and why not use the Massey a little bit more and start getting some grass cut. So, like I said, 5 contracts. They are all dotted around the map. So let's just have a look at what we've got here. There, field 24 here. We've got 33, 32 and 31 all together in a clump down in the bottom corner, which is great. And I think we've got another one up at the top there, 130 smaller fields. So it makes sense to me to probably get the mower down and just get these 3 fields cleared out as a matter of urgency, and then maybe on to 24 and 130 at the top there. It's going to be an incredibly busy day. So while we're on our way down to these fields to mow them, I might, on the hands-free, give the dealer a phone and see what he can help us with. So we'll get hooked up, and then we will be back in touch. Right, all hooked up and heading to that batch of 3 fields that are together. You'll notice as well that we've taken the dual wheels off this tractor for now. Again, not needed now. That extra level of flotation, so we didn't compact the ground, not needed so much for mowing the grass, and actually the weather's been pretty nice recently. Right, here we are at the turn. Now, it would be ideal if we go a little bit further down, and we wouldn't have to cut across here, but we'll make do with what we've got here. And in fact, can we get through this way? We might be able to. If we can nip through Elmcroft Farm here, is indeed the farmer who we're doing the work for, so we should be able to. There we go. Yeah, we can drop in here and follow the path around to our first field, which is just over there. So there's our first field, little pokey one, and then there's the gate to the second one just down at the bottom there. So what we'll do, we'll jump into a little time lapse here. We'll get this cut as quickly as we can, and in the meantime we will have a think about what we're going to do with new equipment. Right, there we go. First field completed already. I think we're a couple of miles an hour faster there with this tractor just being new and modern and just geared up for doing this kind of work. I mean, I know the mowers look pretty rough, but that's not a particularly old mower, that, but we're still getting an extra 2 miles an hour out of it than we were with the old TW running it. So let's get ourselves into field 2 here. Oh, excuse me, that is the dealer again.
Hello, FSG! Right, I know you're asking for another windrow. Well, I have got the thing for you, and you'll never want to give it me back. It's from Oxbow. You can have it on demo for a little while, but after that, I think you'll want to buy it off me. And I have got the perfect tractor that you can take with it as well. Again, once you've used this, you'll not want to give it me back. So, they're ready, come pick them up whenever you want, and you can run them while you've got these silage contracts.
Fantastic. Well, I'll be down shortly. Thank you very much for sorting that out for me, and I'll see you in a bit. Phew, man, he's doing a good sales job. To be fair, he knows our budget, he knows what we're looking for. It's just a case of finding the right equipment. So I'm trusting his judgment and his recommendations on equipment. But that sounds promising. That does sound promising, because I think somebody had mentioned in one of the earlier episodes that our windrow was starting to look a little bit small, especially after we bought our new wide tedder as well, which I have no intention of replacing. That's fantastic. So we will get this started. In fact, I might just phone Davey and see if he wants to pop down and run the mower here, and I will go and I will go pick up that new piece of equipment. Davey, it's FSG. I have got more work than I know what to do with, plus I have a very nice new tractor that you might have a bit of fun in. Would you mind doing some mowing for me over the next few days?
Hello, FSG. Yes, I'd love to. That would be great. Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Well, why don't you head down now? We're in field 32. The tractor will be waiting here for you. I'm going to go and pick up some more equipment. When you finish 32, you could move on to 33, which is the field next door as well. Like I said, we've got a lot on.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Good stuff. Right. We'll leave this here for Davey then, and we'll head up to the shop. Well, here we are at the shop. He wasn't lying. He's given us a Valtra, the Q Series, the new Q Series. These are amazing tractors. This spec though, 240,000. I'm not sure how I would want to part with a quarter of my money in just one tractor. But look at this. Absolutely glorious. Nice panoramic sunroof there. We've even got the reverse steering, so we can flip this wheel round and the seat round, and we can drive backwards. So with a particular mower, we could run that, and that's the reason he's given us this, because he wants us to maybe consider a second mower. He's basically said, you know, with Court Farms in the area, so many grass fields, maybe you run 2 crews in the future, which is not a bad thought. I do like the idea of that, but very excited about this Oxbow kit as well. This, whilst looking massive, the way it folds means we should not have too many issues getting this down the country lanes. So I'm going to get this all hooked up, and we'll head out of here and head down back to the fields. There we go. All hooked up. Right. We will get out of here, and we'll go and see how Davey's getting on. Right, here we go. Just a good example here of actually, even though this is quite a large piece of kit, it's got rear wheel steering, and we're able to get down these lanes very easily and pretty sensibly as well, so that's good. This is our entrance here actually, so we've made it all the way down here pretty quick. Should be able to see Davey hopefully as we get through the gate here. Oh, now this is interesting. This is quite tight, but it fits. We're good. Slightly nervous for a second there. Yep, there's Davey in the bottom field. Oh, he's making good progress, nearly halfway through it already. Fantastic. And that is the third field that we've got just over there as well. Cracky, we're going to need more help at this rate. Might have to get in touch with Wally as well and see if he's willing to do some chores for us. But in the meantime, I think we better get started windrowing this. Now I can't even remember which fields are which. Some are silage, some are hay. We better find out which ones are which before we get started. There's no point in windrowing this up if it's a hay field. So let's just check that, and if it's not, we'll move down to the next field. Well, there we go. By pure luck, this field and the one Davey's in are the two silage fields. So, that's a positive, so we can get these both windrowed up and ready to be picked up. So we're all folded and just about ready to go here. Just so you know as well, the dealer's got one more tractor recommendation for us, which we will go and get in a little while. And probably the one I'm maybe the most excited about. In terms of efficiency, it's going to do wonders for us. Now, it does mean that we have those Gavile balers that we've bought relatively recently. We may get rid of one of those, but I'll come to that in a little while. But let's get this done and sorted, and then we'll tell you a little bit about what else we're doing. So, back in a little second. Well, it's safe to say, maybe I need a little bit more practice on that, but to have 3 massive windrows like that is going to be pretty speedy for picking up bales, isn't it? Let me just grab this last final bit here. But, yeah, if we can manage to do this as quickly as we've done that and get it baled, I can see the efficiencies building up already, although some of these windrows at the end here are going to be massive. We're going to have to probably run over those a couple of times with the baler, which is maybe why the dealer is thinking the way he is about the baler, and recommending a new baler for us. So, let's get into the second field.
David to FSG.
Hiya David, how you doing? How did that go?
This tractor is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? You going to jump into the next field?
Yeah, no worries, I'll do that.
Okay, that's Davey moving into the next field. We'll get into here and get going with this as well. And, yeah, it's just a busy old day, isn't it? Right, there's Davey. He's getting started in field 33 over there. We are going to run this here, and we're going to give it... I'm just going to leave it on the right side ejecting now. And just see how it goes. We'll do a couple of headlands, and then we will do the up and down rows and just see what it looks like at the end. I don't want to do it on left because I don't want to turf the grass onto the track here at the side, but it could end up with some pretty big windrows here. But I do like this piece of equipment. It is very nice. So, let's get on with it.
David to FSG.
Hiya David. You done already in there? Amazing. You want to head over to field 24 and just keep going? Let's try and get through as much of this as possible.
No problem, will do.
Wow. This is unbelievable. I am a little bit concerned about the size of these windrows and how they're going to be handled by the balers, particularly at the ends here where they really bulk up, because we've done the headlands already. I think in hindsight I would have done the headlands last. I think the jury's out on this one. I know the dealer said I wouldn't want to give this back, and I have to say, in terms of efficiency, it's insane. But is it practical? I don't know yet. Let's see how we get on when we get a baler in here. But I've got to say, the speed we're getting through fields is off the charts at the moment. So I can't complain from that perspective. Anyway, Davey's going to go over to the next field. We're going to jump into the next field and windrow that as well. And then we're going to go and get the baler. Now, I would like to go with square bales, but if I'm being honest, with the time we've got, I don't think the dealer's ready with our new baler yet. So the small round baler is going to go. Pretty much decided that, but whether or not we keep the big round baler or trade them both in for square bales, I don't know. In fact, I'm going to throw that one out to you guys. Definitely we're going to get one square baler. Do we get two? And try and run two crews at the same time. Obviously I'm going to need to recruit for that as well from a people perspective. But I'd love to know what you think. Can we handle it? I mean, you've seen the amount of work that's on at the moment. We are absolutely rushed off our feet. So, we shall see. But there we go. Field done already. Amazing. So, we'll just get to the end here and then we'll head over to the next field. Davey's not moved yet. Maybe he's having his sandwiches. So I just jumped into this, just in automatic mode. This is actually one of our hay harvests, so I need to ted it first. So I'm going to get this folded up and we'll go and get the tedder. I'm still not convinced by this. I know we've got it on demo, which is good because somebody else is going to come and use it tomorrow, so we've got to take it back to the store anyway. But he said I would want to buy it at the end of it, and I don't think I do. I think I want a more traditional windrower, just because the windrows it creates are just too massive. I understand it in big American fields. I mean, you can see by the warning triangle on the back, this is an American piece of equipment that they've had imported in, so it's just not right. It's just not right for this type of farming, I don't think. So I am going to go back to a more traditional windrower. We are going to upgrade it still, I think. Definitely want something wider than we had, but I mean, look at this. This is the height of me. Absolutely ridiculous. So we will definitely go and get this replaced, I think. Well, we're just about to arrive at the store here. We did phone ahead and say that we wanted to hand back the Oxbow. It just wasn't quite right for our requirements, which is fine. But we do want a bigger windrower anyway. So he did have a nice crone swadrow actually sitting in the back in the sheds, which he said he could do a deal with us on. So I think we're going to pick that up now. But this is the other tractor he was talking about. Now, it's not ours yet. It's a demo again. It's demo season here, big time. But it's going to another farmer first to have a little bit of a play with. But this, and the reason we were thinking about getting a square baler, this bale grab, this tractor, and a rear one as well, is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to give this a go. Like I said, it's not ours to play with yet, which is good because we don't have any bales, but if we did, my goodness, we'd have some fun with this. So, yeah, it's got the Pro Bale up front and rear. So this one goes on a 3-point hitch. This one goes, obviously, on a front loader, and you can shift a lot of bales very, very quickly with this. And then, obviously, if you want to drop the back one off then and run them to the sell point, you've got a very fast tractor to do it with as well. Absolutely beautiful. What a different beast compared to our JCB Fast Track. So, yeah, we'll get that on the farm at some point in the future, but for now, it's off somewhere else. And there is our crone swadrow, 9 meters. So, if this was 12, this is 9, but actually look a lot more manageable. This is a beast for running around the fields and stuff, and especially these narrow lanes. So, lovely to have tried it out, lovely to have tested it. I can see this being very beneficial in on bigger farms with bigger fields, but in this neck of the woods it's just not quite right. So we'll swap these over, we'll hand this one back. It's going to another farmer anyway, so we'll pick this up and we'll head back down to the fields. But we also need to head back to the yard at home farm and pick up the tedder too. So we'll go and do that. Right, here we are, nearly back at home farm. Like I said, we'll drop this in the yard. We will need to come back and get this at some point, or we can send Davey down when he's finished his mowing and pick it up. By then, we should have finished all the tedding. So, oh, what's this? What is this? Well, no argument who that belongs to. Very nice. That's interesting. If he spent his money on that, I wonder if he's resolved his issues with whoever damaged his other Range Rover. Might have to inquire about that. That might put paid to our little discussion that we were going to have with him when the time was right. Okay, that's going to get even more awkward. Anyway, we're too busy at the moment to worry about that. Let's pop this in the shed here, out of the way, and hook up the tedder. Right, here we are, back at our yard, where there's virtually no machinery at the moment. We do need to shuffle some stuff about. I'm going to start moving stuff back. I do want to make sure that we keep, now that things are set up at the farm, at home farm, and the animals are looked after and the food is there, I'd like to separate the equipment out again, particularly if we were going to invest in a lot of new stuff. Like I said, I'm only the manager there. I am not an owner of anything. And while we will use some of our equipment for contracts for Charles, I would like to keep everything that I own down here. So, here is the tedder. I thought it was down at the other yard as well, but it was nice to be down here. Now, the other thing I just worked out as well is that we leased both of these, so we can hand them back and get a square baler at no cost, which is great. I may keep one though. I am torn. Keep a round baler and replace it with a square baler, or go the whole hog and go square bales. Let me know what you think. I am interested to hear what you think. But we'll push on. We'll start to get this tedding done, and we'll take things from there. I am totally worried about Charles and his new Range Rover though. I'll have to speak to him at some point. Right, here we are back, and here is field 33 ahead of us. I was correct. This is going to go for hay, so we definitely need to ted it first. So I'm glad I realised that before I did the entire field. That would have been a real pain. So we'll get our nice new wide tedder unfolded, and we'll crack on and we'll get this done. Oh, Charles is phoning me. Better answer this. Hello, Charles.
Ah, FSG, old boy, how's it going?
Yes, it's going well.
I've seen a lot of fancy tractors driving around. Are those yours?
Well, we're just testing a few things out before we part with our money, yes, but business is going well.
Excellent, excellent. I trust everything is resolved with the fertilizer incident in the stream?
Yes, I did have to take a little bit of a fine for that, which I paid for out of my own pocket, but it was a good lesson, put it this way. I learned something new there, so yes. All resolved, so and no reflection on you at all.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I just drove past your new Range Rover as well. That looks very smart.
Yes. The insurance paid out. The police had no leads, and they decided it was probably some local youths just being mischievous. So they've closed the case. Nothing to see here.
Oh, wow. That's good news, I guess, and I'm glad the insurance paid out. How can I help you, Charles?
just both the fields at the yard need rolling. You mentioned that the other day. I was just wondering when you were going to do it.
I will get round to it, Charles. Do not worry. I've got a couple of contracts just need to get finished today, and then the 2 fields are next on my list.
Splendid, splendid. No pressure. I will see you soon.
Yes, see you soon, Charles. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Have we got away with this? I mean, I was gonna tell him. But do I need to now? Oh, another dilemma to consider. Maybe we can think about that while we're tedding this field. Right, we are working our way through this field now. This is running really nicely as well. I love this tractor. I tell you one thing, I am completely sold on both the Valtra and the Massey. I will be absolutely buying these the moment the money is in our bank account. Like I said, the bank manager has already signed it off, so it's just a case of the logistics of it arriving in our bank account and we can start to spend some money. But we do have a couple of dilemmas ahead of us. One is balers. What do we do with that? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. The second one is, do we come clean with Charles? He seems very happy with his new Range Rover. Nobody's suggesting it was me that had done it, and again, it was a mistake. I didn't do it intentionally. So, has that ship sailed now? Or should I still come clean? I just don't know. Anyway, lots and lots for me to consider while I'm driving around this field. So, on that note, I think I will consider my next moves while we work away in the field here. Davey's doing a great job mowing the other fields. I think they'll be ready pretty soon. There's going to be a lot of stacking of bales to do in the next episode and a lot of baling to do. So I can't wait to get my hands on that fast track as well. That looked a mean piece of equipment. So for now, from me, the Farm Sim Guy, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.